on semiotic theory. What is semiotic theory? What do you think? What is semiotic theory? So this is a part of cultural studies. Semiotics means we are citing something which is we are symbolizing something, and this semiotic theory is given by Ferdinand de Saussure, Switzerland, and Charles Price of America. Semiotic theory. The moment we are talking about semiotic theory, the first thing comes to our mind is that it is the words that we can say but with different intention, different meaning. It is the science of signs, from words and gestures to images and sounds. It answers questions like how do we understand what a symbol means? Semiotics theory states that how do we understand what a symbol means? Why does a red light mean stop? So we are digging deeper, right? How does a logo communicate brand identity? What are the key features of semiotics? Ferdinand de Saussure, Swiss linguistic. Ferdinand de Saussure was a Swiss linguistic. No, he is not a father-in-law. Ferdinand de Saussure was Swiss linguistic. Proposed a dyadic model, the signifier, the form, example, word, trees. As we can see, the signifier is a form where we will be talking about the words and the trees. The signifier, and there is another term which is known as signified. So signified and signified is different. So we can say that signifier is the form, example, the word tree, and signified is the concept, example, the idea of tree. The meaning comes from the relationship between signs, not from the sign alone. Charles Sanders Peirce, an American philosopher, proposed a triadic model: sign, object, interpretant. Sign means form, object means real world relevant, and interpretant means in the mind what we are thinking about. Why it is important? Media and communication studies, advertising and branding, film studies and cultural analysis. It helps us decode hidden meaning and understand how society creates and interprets message. Alright, so this is a very important part of semiotics. The moment we are talking about semiotics, this Ferdinand de Saussure is very important. What they are telling that every sign is composed of signifier and signified. A signifier is the form which the sign takes. As you can see, a signifier is a form which the sign takes. That means the image of a tree, and the signified is something different. Now, if we talk about that semiotic theory, it is, as I have said, it is the study of meaning. Is created through signs and symbols. Meaning is created to signs and symbols. How meaning is created to signs and symbols? Let's take an example. Suppose what we are telling about meaning. Suppose I am talking, I am intending a message, and you are decoding it. So in the encoding and decoding part, there is a portion of interpretation. Someone has said that words spoken are always misunderstood, right? So I am crafting a message on behalf of my own knowledge and experience, and you are decoding it on the basis of your knowledge and experience, right? So this is what, it's a bit complex part. What we will be talking about right now is that the sign, the written word tree signifies, the signifier, the concept of tree. The moment we can take another example of that particular washroom. The sign of female is indicating that it is for the female washroom, and the sign male indicates that it's for the male washroom. So semiotic is the science of communication and sign language. When we see a red light at a traffic signal, we immediately stop, isn't it? So according to Ferdinand de Saussure, the red light is the signifier. What we are talking about? We are talking about the signifier. The form we see and the concept of stop is the signified. Red light, signifier. Stop, signified. Together they form a sign. But this meaning is not natural, right? Is it natural? No, absolutely not. There is nothing biologically stopping us because we see red. We know red means stop. That's why we are stopping. Biologically, we are not programmed, right? So, this is nothing biological stopping us because we see red. Rather, it is a social convention learned over time. The red light means stops only because our society has agreed upon that meaning and reinforced it repeatedly. Now, if we look at the same red light through the lens of Charles Priest, if we see the same red light through the lens of Charles Priest, so what we will be understanding? We will be understanding that the three elements, the sign, vehicle, a form, the red light, the object it refers to, and the act of stopping a vehicle, and the interpretant, the mental understanding that I must stop. Got it? I know it's becoming a bit complex. So let's dig it little deeper. C.S. Pierce has said the triadic model of communication, where the sign, vehicle plus meaning, sign, vehicle plus meaning. It means if we see this particular sign, then we know that this is a sign indicating the Hinduism as well as it indicates the Nazism also. So we must understand the context, right? So if we take about the Nazi symbol and if we talk about the Shostik symbol, right? It is called Shostik symbol in Hindu mythology. So what is the difference in semiotics? If we talk about this, what is the difference, or what you say, what is the difference and similarities? What is the difference and similarities between swastik in semiotics? Right. So what will be the answer? This is nothing but it's a mental concept. How we are redefining it. The swastik is deeply complex science in semiotic theory, isn't it? Originally, swastik was an ancient symbol of peace, prosperity, and good fortune in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and over 3000 years in Sasurian terms. The signifier, the graphic shape. In Sasurian term, we can see that particular shape, the graphic shape, is the signifier of the swastik. Remind the same, but the signifier which is visible. The logo of the lady in the washroom is signifier, and it is signifying what? It is signified what? It is signified that it is a particular symbol of what to say? It is a particular symbol of female washroom. Now same thing if we talk about in the early 20s, the Adolf Hitler and the Nazi party adopted the swastika as their symbol of Aryan supremacy. If you remember, it was for Aryan supremacy and nationalist ideology. This new association during the Holocaust led to swastika to become globally recognized as a symbol of hatred, fascism and genocide in the Western world. Thus the sign meaning becomes culturally recoded. We have talked about coding, decoding and coded part in semiotic studies yesterday. So sign is the representation, the visual swastika symbol. Object is originally peace and well-being, now in the West, Nazism and hate. Interpretant, the mental interpretation varies depending on historical, cultural and geographic context. In India, it may still signify auspiciousness. In Germany or the US, it likely evokes fear or anger. This example actually shows what it is actually showing. This example actually shows that meaning is never fixed. Meaning, what we are tend to say, it is never fixed, right? So meaning is never fixed. A symbol interpretation depends on what? On the culture, on my own understanding, on my power structure, on my context. the core principles of semiotic theory. The sign came carry radically different meaning across the time and space, right? So what to do? Why we are studying semiotics? We are studying semiotics to learn the sign, the indexical and the symbol, the icon, the indexical and the symbol. What is icon? Icon means a sign which resembles the signified. Example, cinematic image. Example, portrait. So it's indicating something, right, which resembles, which is signifying something. So in the other way, if we are going back again to this particular example, where we will be understanding that it is nothing but the self understanding according to the culture. If we put it simply, it is the self made understanding according to my own interpretation, own culture, right? So now we will be talking about the iconic, indexical and symbolism. If we talk about iconic, if we talk about indexical, can you see it? Indexical. And if we talk about the last part, that is symbolism, what we can see? We can see that a sign which does not resemble the signified but which carries arbitrary or purely conventional symbol. So an icon is a sign that resembles or imitates the object it represents. Icon actually imitates the object it represents, and the key features are visually, auditory or structural similarities of the real objective. What is the interpretation then? Then we recognize the meaning because of the sign, looks or sounds feel like the real thing. Example, a photographer of a person. Okay, what the moment we are talking about a photograph of a person resembles the person. A movie sound effect, example thunder sound. The emoji looks like a smiling face. Road sign with an image of a falling rock. A portrait painting of Mahatma Gandhi. So an index is a sign that has a direct or causal connection with its object. It points to or indicates the presence of something. There's a physical link or evidence. We understand the sign by recognizing cause and effect or proximity. Smoke indicates fire. We know that smoke indicates fire. We know that footprints indicate someone walked here. We know that thermometer rising means fever. We know crying baby means hunger or pain. We know the clock is ticking means passage of time. Now symbolic sign or the symbol is known as what? No natural link between sign and meaning, we learn it. Alright. So words, example tree in English, numbers, example 5000, national flag, peace sign, religious symbol, currency sign. So a photo, if we take the example of media, film scenes, a photo of a family, icon resembles them. A broken glass after a fight, index, evidence of violence. A white dove, symbol, peace through there's no real link. So it was it in today's lecture. Tomorrow we will be talking about Charles Horton Cooley. Thank you for connecting at His No Media, where we discuss media related topics at ease.